Please come in and take a seat. Thank you. So, I'd like to welcome you guys all to this evening's IAAC lecture. I have the pleasure of welcoming Fernando Menis. Fernando is a well-known Spanish architect, as well as founder and principal of Fernando Menis Architect. The work of Fernando is strongly linked to craftsmanship and artisanal techniques, as well as the reuse of natural and environmental resources, dealing with raw materials and their potential in the context, generating sustainable awareness through his designs. Aside from his practice, with which Fernando has had the opportunity of developing many internationally renowned projects, my personal favorite, the swimming pool on the Spree in Berlin, Fernando has also continuously been involved in the academic field. He is an associate professor at the University of Hong Kong, as well as the European University in Madrid and in Canarias. Please give a warm welcome to Fernando Menis, presenting the Menis Evolution and the Turon case. Thank you.
When I was younger, like you about now, my life is Barcelona 100%. I arrived here to Barcelona in the 71, and I have the house, second house here in Barcelona. Now for my work, I don't come here too much time, and it's a pleasure, really a pleasure for me be here today in this my second city. When we open the reviews, no, we can see these photos, no, like that. And or even Argeli reviews, or you can see spaces like that. But for arrive to one project like this, you need a lot of process, a lot of people working. Maybe in this history, there is 150 people working during, in this case, about 7.5 years. We won the competition 8 years ago. After that, only for the contract, we spent 1 year. After the contract, we start to make the concept. After the concept, we make, they call Budeblanik or building permit after construction. And during these years, there is a lot of really days that for me are really very, very hard. But I have on another side, very beautiful days. And always the people are around to me. They say, oh, Fernando, but we are not going to finish anytime, this is very hard. And I tell them, wait, only we need wait. Work very hard and wait. And try to always, if we want to go there, you must arrive there. And for that, you must be optimist, and you must be very strict for arrive there. But you don't can go on the life like that. On the life, you need to go like this, always like this. No, just through the. Sometimes there is dark place, you go for there. Always, I don't know if you understand to me what I mean. And you need always a lot of technical knowledge, layers, layers, and layers on layer of technical knowledge. The architect must be engineer. If you are not a good engineer, you don't can be a good architect. This is my opinion. You need control the cost. You must be diplomatic too. You must be acoustic. Sometimes you need to think like a doctor. But all these layers together, you put inside to one box and make like that, all these things together help to you for really arrive to this project in this case is a project that we opened in 12th of December. But why we make? I try to describe to you how is our process. But every architect have their own process. When we finish here in Barcelona, I go to work in Paris and start to play with plastilina. Why plastilina? Because plastilina is flexible material. Plastilina, when you make a model with carton, when you make models with everything, plastilina is very flexible and very, very fast. And for example, you can see how the plastilina is moving and it changes. We make models in concrete by hand too. Another model in concrete, more. And in the year 80, sorry, I know that this is not correct place for to speak about that, but the institute, but in the about 2003, I think, okay, Fernando, maybe you are going to be all lose the plastilina and start to make a scanner. And we make one scanner and try to draw and try to work in 3D and try to use computers. Even we make one project with Katia. And at the end of that, we come back again to the physical model. Why we make these physical models? Because when you put a carton like that, cardboard, or some piece, you can see how is the stability of the piece, no? And this is very important. For example, in this institute, you make always models, 3D, computers, but computers alone, I tell to you, it's impossible to create a good architecture without models, without see the physical thing that you are producing on the computer. Computer model, only computer model, in my opinion, produced a lot of space without control. But if you at the same time make the physical models and try to make and don't broke and see the stability of the piece, no? You can check your computer model in the real life. We make the opposite. Here is like that. We make the opposite. Before is the model, after that comes the computer. But everybody can use their own system. The model, all the people is working for the model, and the model is in evolution, and the computer is adapted to the model. It's another point of view, but must be both. If not, you are lost. Here you can put the head, for example, this is one auditorium, and I have the head here on the hall. I am looking to the people, I can see the people, I can have the feeling that I am inside to the auditorium. And this feeling I can make with a laser if the people see to me or not. This is a very small project. We paint in this in fluorescence pigment, and during the night come the cars, and you can see during 45 seconds this kind of atmosphere. This is a tank of petrol, what we make a lot of years ago, one before the gasometer in Germany, a lot of years ago. This is in Tenerife. The radio is 50 meters for 80 meters higher. We make a very small project for here, the entrance, big, small, and then you arrive to the small door, very narrow, and you can see the interior space. This is the entrance, and this is the space. We only clean, put electricity, cables, and nothing more. Drawings. Or, for example, here, this is a ring concrete. When you work in concrete, normally in the construction, you use concrete 200, 300, maybe 400. In general, make bridges with maybe 600. But for make this a very, very small ring, we used 4,200 kilos concrete. even in extension, that concrete in extension is Nazis, is garbage, no? These have 50 kilos. This is very small, and we make 150 pieces in our office. And then the ring is like a wall. Can you suppose if we put here a glass, this can be the door, and it's like a building. And the walls that in concrete inside have reinforced in steel. Very, very small work, like artisans. Here you can see the construction. This work is coordination with Susana Tomektova. This, when I was very young, I made this swimming pool in the Atlantic. I remember in this moment I have a lot of time, even the border, I make with my own hand. When the sea come inside, when the sea is low, very low, zero energy for work. And now we are in international competition in Berlin, and invite to us to try to recuperate the river Spree for the city. And you know, we travel for the Spree and see the people on the river put cream, have umbrella, some sandwich, everything, but they can go to the water. And for us, the program, I come from Tenerife, you know, the beach, if I am on the beach, is for swim on the water. And for that, we say, okay, the best way is just complete the program and create this swimming pool. In this moment, Berlin is in bankruptcy. It's very important for you understand to your client. We was on the city hall, and if you want drink water, you must go to the machine and pay the water. They don't give to you water, nothing, because it's no money. And he said, okay, if we are going now to make a big bridge, nothing happened. We need to make something enough beautiful, but not only beautiful, something that can produce money for find a public investor that have interest in make this piece, because the city hall is not going to make nothing. And we won the competition. We don't write this. We really write only how the swimming pool is, no? And this is a swimming pool. We painted, put a waterproof membrane, and this is the swimming pool. It's a boat, that floating boat with water. Now, sometimes there is about 3,000 people on the swimming pool the same day. But something very interesting, for example, that you must know. The owner, Falk, is very clever. He said, okay, I have one swimming pool. I try to organize for really find the money during summer that, you know, Berlin sometimes is with sun, sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's blooming. At the end, the summer altogether maybe are 2 months, no more. And they say, okay, morning, can the people to swim? In fact, come to the swimming pool is very cheaper. I think it's €4 or something like that. But when we finish to swim, come to take a breakfast. In the midday, come family people with young people to the swimming pool, take a lunch. In the afternoon, come to take a lunch. And in the night, they put chunda chunda music and they serve gin tonic. And for that, at the end of the day, he found money for support this swimming pool with only 2 months every year. Very important to understand the dimension between this is the attraction, the symbol, and this is, you know, this is the place from where the people this is a green box that is a competition, but we don't want the competition. We have the second or third level, because in fact it's very experimental. But in our office, with one own money, we have one part of the office make investigation about environments, about concrete, about humidity, and this is bamboo box. When the water comes from up, comes through the bamboo. And in this institute, really is investigation too. We are very small compared with this incredible space. But we are thinking about that too. And I can understand that we don't want the competition because it's very experimental. But, you know, on the land we put the water crosses the bamboo, there is some cross ventilation, and this water, if they are not raining, we reuse again. When the water change to vapor, we have some degrees less. Sketches about natural ventilations, control the sun and shadow, very important, control the sun and shadow. This building that we can see around the world, like a bubble of glass, looking to the sun with a lot of problems, and healthy buildings. This is a section, and where the water comes down to the. And this is hatching, that is, we are making during the last 15 years investigation about how can be the first moment of one city. On the past, when the people want to create a city, they go to try to find a perfect position. They say, oh, here I have a river, I have life, I have birds, I have animal, I have food. Okay, we are going to put the city there. But now, after Texas petrol, even the cities are in a horrible place. No any condition for live there. And at the end is they make first step mobility, maybe some plans. And we try to create the opposite. We try to create really a nice space, life, food, and when this is already, the people can go there to live. For that we have this a long history. I think this is just the video of the process. This is in the Morocco pavilion in the Venice Biennale. When analysis the winds, no? And the winds, normally the winds have humidity, and the winds, the good winds have life normally. We have this material homologation. We sold the papers in the European community, even stamped for can used over the people, because in fact we have some project where we use these materials. This is the process. This is Luca. It's very important people on the office. And Susana's there. This is Thomas. And this is the team, Laura. And this is one stereo, it's one competition. Why this stereo is like that? The plot of land is a little like a frame. The diagonal is the longer distance, and this is the way, and the wind, we are lucky, come from that way. And for that we put this position in the, between here and there is 36 meters of difference. We take the land from there, put there, and make horizontal platform. No, we are now in Tenerife. We have a lot of rocks. We take the rock from here, put there, and cover with this square, and now we have a square on the ceiling, and this is the athletic stadium. And this is the sensation. The people see, oh, this is a volcano. No, it's a volcano. Look like a volcano, but in fact, the position and the reason, always reason. If no reason, are bubbles. This is one auditorium on the rocks. This is Fuerteventura, and it's a piece like that. Why it's like that? And it's a little invisible. It's another competition that we want, because this is a place, you know. And here we don't want to make, and we try to make something visible and invisible and integrate on the place. This is a competition that we want, I don't remember, a few years ago. And this is the square of the town from the competition. And when analysis behind to this building what happened, you know, under this building there is this mountain. And we take the building away, and we try to make a very long square. This is the square before. We take away this, and this is the square now. And this is a square. And a square, and then we make this square like a multifunctional space. We try to think the square normally is multifunctional space, but we are now in Tenerife, nice weather. We don't need cover. This is fresh, and for that we create one square like a stage. And I don't explain to this is a museum of water. Everything is underground. You know, it's boxes inside to the boxes, inside to the boxes, and the light come down for the gaps. Even can rain inside to the building. Light and shadow, very important always. If you want to see light, you need shadow. And this is the section. For there, when you arrive for the town, you see, oh, no, don't happen nothing, but in fact you see for the another side, it's full of museum, rooms for the orchestra, a lot of infrastructure for the town. Even the tower, because this church don't have tower before, a campanile. And now you see this mountain and this tower, there is a little I think, symmetric space. And we copy, in this case, the Taj Mahal in India. Taj Mahal, when you are, I don't know if you, sure, Kunal, know Taj Mahal, but when you are in Taj Mahal, for me, the beautiful is the square around. When you are there, it's just like India is, wow, over there, no balustrade, and the section is quite close, quite similar to Taj Mahal. And we have the sensation, this is Tenerife, and you see, wow, we put a frame to the landscape. And you don't work for you. You work for the society. This is very important, because sometimes we lose that we are working for the society and try to produce only our dreams. Must be our dream, but one of the layers of this knowledge must be the society, because at the end the people, and in fact this square is, everything that happened there is even something that you don't think before. And this is a church. The church have 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, or 4 piece. The reason why I have 4 is because the priest is very poor. He don't have too much money. And when he have some money, we make the first piece. After that, we make the second. More money, more piece. And when, in fact, now, really finish is only the first 2. And this is the section. Again, here we have the, this is like a small bibliothèque, space for class, for teachers. And you arrive for this door. When you arrive, we compress to the people. And when the people arrive here, it's like a huge space. The emotion of with the reasons. And this is inside. I'm very happy. And our priest really want empty temple. Only the resurrection, that in the Christian religion is very important, and empty space. And this is like an organ. This video is from Maria Berga. This is in Crimea. It's for one sommelier. He has a restaurant in Moscow. And it's that kind of client that you don't can imagine. He came to Tenerife, tried to see all my building. After that, he know everything about us, everything, and called to us. I can go to the office, of course. And he arrived to our office. You know, our office is maybe no bigger than this. It's very small. And I think when he discovered our office, maybe we are lost. No. He opened to me all Crimea. Crimea is full of kale, full of beautiful stone. It's a very beautiful peninsula. We analyze the brick. We make, like always, processing plastilina. This is the plant. This is Pavel, very young, full of power. And this is the relation between client and to me. This is very important. Because sometimes when I was younger, I said, oh, this client is horrible. I don't understand him. Immediately, he thinks the same about me. Oh, he said, oh, this Fernando is horrible. And now you split. It's impossible to make team. When you try to discover to these people, try to talk with them, try to understand, because they are really, the dream is make this project. If you use very well this power together, you can win. But if the first moment you want that this client think like to you, you are completely lost. You must be flexible. This is my opinion on the life. Be careful with the flexible, because sometimes the flexible produce garbage too. And this is just the people that make the collection. This is the place. And now we are making a winery. And this is for you. This is for the student. For here come the grapes, for there go out the bottles. Here you need office. This is the entrance from the office. And now, if you see that, I say, oh, this is a factory. For me, look a factory, no? The section. For here I have the grapes, fermentation rooms. If you come down, we have the barrels. If you come for here, I have the bottles. Already product, and go away the wine after 2 years, or after 5, or after 6 months. Here, testing rooms, office, and when we are down, we want that the people have the sensation that they are very, very underground. And we try to create a not very higher barrels space. We want that the people are incompressed, because in my opinion, this is more emotion. And this is look at a factory, but the place where we are going to work is amazing space. In my opinion, we take the vision of the mountain that I visited before avec Pavel, and start to move the gaps. And these are the rooms over. And then this is the building, this is the factory. But if you make this without this, completely wrong. You can change a little the factory, but must be a factory, because if not, the wine is good, the process is expensive. You must create very, very, always reason plus emotion. Sometimes with more visible force, sometimes with more invisible, sometimes depends of the project. And this is a landscape. At the end, we won't produce like a piece with local stones on these beautiful mountains. And this is my second university. My second university is in Tenerife. When we start to make this building, I spent in this building about 8 years. And I learned and changed my mind, change of dimension, really more than in my university. Can you suppose 8 years in this building? But I learned about Katia, about double curve. This is a very old building. And really, this is my lucky. After that, water, liquid, and rocks. This is just, each of the pieces have one specific function. Between these pieces, there is one square. And we cover this square. And now we have a multifunctional space cover, acoustic cover. We can be for orchestra, for theater, electroacoustic, words, multifunctional space for 3,400 people. Acoustic diffuser in the on-concrete. Big entrance, small, small, very, very small, and you arrive, boom, and see the big space. Partitions, structure. All this structure is CATIA. All this AutoCAD. All this model here is wood. All this model is papier mâché. This is the cover, 2 different systems, 2 different materials for the model together. This is the model where we work about during 3 years in the same model. Making, this is sand from the beach. We use sand from the beach for make the interior space. Each of these points, I can put A1 and set in the space, but this is no scanner. I call African scanner because it's very primitive. No laser, everything is by hand. And this is the model after 3 years. Always people, because you see to me here, but I am always with a lot of support. This is Andreas Weiner, Esther Ceballo, Carlos, Fernando Merino. The workers on the building. My advice, when you go to make a building the next year, so in 2 years, you must try to know the people. When they see, oh, the architect worked with me, no? And this relation helps to you, and if you listen to him, you can learn a lot of things. Even you can know how is really the construction. Patented of the sand pieces from the roof. 75 holes through the waterproof membranes. Cars. They spend in 45 days, 10% Audi spend in 45 days, 10% of the cost of the building, of all the building. The architects are expensive. No. Cars really move more money than our work. And this is together. This is AutoCAD. This is CATIA. Acoustic diffuser in the on-concrete. Multifunctional position. We make this with Pedro Cerdá. It's one acoustic from Barcelona. And the light, the acoustic there is perfect without moving nothing. Can be orchestra, can be audio, electronic acoustic, even the word, just work very, very well. This is the light coming down. And this is a space, it's horizontal. If I can put, I can make tennis if you want, or you can put the partition here, you can find different 9 spaces, or you can put here a lot of steps and seats, and you can make a theater, multifunctional space. Light. Double curve is very, very dangerous for work. Very beautiful, but be careful. Everything in double curve needs a lot of control. Because at the end, these are numbers. And numbers, you can manipulate like do you want. Because if I remember when I put this point, maybe over half a meter, in 100 meters, this layer is 10 meters higher. Very difficult for control the acoustic. Everything together is a lot of work. Lobby. This is the lobby normally we try that when the visitors come, don't see nothing. This is empty space, and everything is on the gap. Another project is a competition, but because our work is very slowly. We start this project about, Kunal, how many years ago? 3 years? 2 years. We won the competition 2 years ago. And now we finish the first small part about that. This is in Switzerland. They are thinking the dimension that study, because the reason of this project is because the town every year have less snow for the chain of climate, and they try to find a new business because all the young people is going out. But they don't want to make a big business because if not, can people from out? They try to find a balance between that. And we start with one small square. This is Tesoro de Atreo. This is 2,400 years before Jesus Christ. It's a temple. You see this? And the rest is under, it's invisible. And they use this kind of concept for making our project. 45% of the building is invisible, 55% of the building is visible. You must be, I don't see in the real, only in internet, but this Pantheon with snow, the effect is really amazing. It's the Pantheon and the snow coming inside for the whole. That kind of spiritual, that kind of sentiment, we don't copy, but really it's only for that kind of thing that we need the architect, and it's just have around to you very exciting experience. And now we have about this concept, about the, when you have the land, for example, like this, no? This is the land like this. This is what is the house. Let's say house, normally the down part is in stone, the up part is in wood. We take the decision, this is our part of concept, visible, this is the part of visible. We take the land like this and we make like this, you know? And now here we have a space. And try to manipulate the topographic design of the landscape or put under all the programs that we need in this project. That is and over we take the, sorry, yes. And over we take the forest and make like this and put all the trees together. Make a solid forest. Concrete ideas from the land, sections in our way, about temple of water, about ice garden, glacier for impregnate our project. And this is the landscape. Under we have 45% of the program. The small convention center, restaurant, spa, everything is invisible. Why? Because now we are in Switzerland. What want the Swiss people? They don't want change too much the landscape. Even the second resident in Switzerland now is forbidden. And for that, we, in the competition, we take this way. This is the beach hall. This is everything here disappear. And this is the hotel. And the hotel is this part. Oh, the project I lost before is just is make a hotel. Maybe we are going to make the hotel. It's just how we can make that the economy of the merchant can be better. And for that we proposed make the town, but they say, oh, we don't have too much money for the town. Okay, we make only the small square, 200 square meters. But when we finish now the square, now it's going to open one bar, and other people is going to open this is very, very similar when Boigas here, a lot of years ago, when start our democracy in Spain, Boigas don't have money when he was on the City Hall. And what happened? He have one idea, and he's opened a small project, cosmetic projects in the middle of the city, and change here one small square, another one tree and one bench, and after that this come like oil, impregnate the surrounding. This is, we make and copy to Boigas here. We take and make the sphere, the first. These are the plans from the project, but we are not going to speak the project because section, but this is only one conference. This is the section of the. This is the room. This is the concept of the hotel, inhabitant forest, and this is the square. You know, this is the mayor of the city. But you must know, the mayor before is one engineer, and they are very, very good friends. This is a lesson about democracy. In our country, normally, the next mayor is enemy to the mayor before, really strong. But they are very close. They try to they want only something, and it's make the town better. And this is a square, it's very small. And this is making the test with the electricity, with the main of the. And this is a square. When it was finished, it's only some benches and put the stone and nothing more. These are the benches. Here is going to be the name of the town. They are one of the best producers in wood from Switzerland. And when I tell to the mayor, I am thinking to make the benches in wood. Oh, wood for me is free. You can use free. You must make the benches like do you want. But they have a strong surprise, you know. You see the pieces like that are pieces like this, huge. Really nice opportunity to make a very special pieces. A light. The vision room. The granary is beautiful. I don't know what is this. This maybe is a little long, but when I tell to you that we work for society, in this project, maybe, I think, not completely sure, we put more money than the money that we receive for our client. But at the end, the day of the opening is one of the more incredible days for me in my life. And the atmosphere, this is the name. This is the name of Burchen. You know, here there is some gaps. Here, there is some gap. And when comes the snow stops in the gaps, and you can read Burchen. When the snow disappears, you can read nothing. Only you can read the name in winter. These are the benches by 9. And this is just the video from the opening. You must be there because some people on the town is with tears. You must see this square before. It's like a parking place full of cars, full of garbage everywhere. And now everything is changing. With this, I think the cost is less than 100,000 euros the square. In Switzerland, this is nothing. And this is just for the end, for finish. This is the project what our office is involved during the last 8 years. I remember in our office there is one person that is Carolina Mishak, and she told to me, Fernando, there is in Poland one competition in Torun from one new auditorium. I said, Carolina, we have a lot of work now. I don't know Poland. No, we don't work. But I am on the plane, and I am very lucky, and I very have 3 pages about Torun. And when I see Torun say, and arrive to Madrid, call to her, Carolina, we are going to make the competition. And this is Torun is one city that during the second battle, any bombs, is really, the people are living there. It's the city where, Copernicus city, and this is the city, you know, Pane Maria, and now this is the government, this is the city hall, and this is our side. And now we make the first step, that is this space. This is the Congress multifunctional space, because the competition is Nueva Sala Concertova, new concert hall. But our proposal is making multifunctional space. And this is the team, how we work. Here is Dulce, the administration. Here, this is the engineer. This is Beatriz Ingles that make our support in relation, we make a healthy building. This is our support. He worked with us a lot of years ago. He's one stage engineer from Madrid, Tamayo, and this is Pedro Cerdá. He's working for us from the magma on the church, a lot of, and here in Torun, of course. And Carolina and Javier Espiles is very, very important person. Victor Lledó, and this is Carolina. Now she's working with us 8 years after this competition. And how we work, always between Polish people and local people. We used our team, and for the construction, always we try to find a local support. Always I explain to the people, black hair, yellow hair. And this is a photo that gives to me, and here, no? And for the night, we have the experience. I make in my life maybe about 60 billion, 70 billion, no, 70 works. We can publish maybe 99% of all our work in our life. But at the same time, we have a very, very small team, because we don't have a big office, together from the different countries, no? He's from Singapore, but studying in New York. He's from Russia. You know, this is your friend from here, from Poland, from Holland. This is Marcerek, is from Poland. Now he's working for us in Poland. And this is the team, no? You know, to her too. And this is the concept. The Torun is a tectonic city, and is the material 90% is brick. And for that, we take the idea of Pane Maria. They make the building in brick and cover with plaster. And for that, the building is in concrete, but all the building is in concrete with brick. And these are the pieces, you know. This is on the competition, and this is a few days ago. This is for in front. This is like that. And for the back, you can open the stage, and you can have a garden with concert section. We have 3 buildings. The building, have how many meters? How many for down? Have 20 meters and 15 meters under the water. The water is about here. It's like a boat. In fact, this building is fixed 30 meters down, because if not, go to the sky. We have a big opera, a small camera space, but this can be together, this can be separated. Here we have big walls you can use together, and we create a gap. Why is the gap? Because this is the floor and the public is here, and these are the exit. This is one of the reasons. Another is because you have here the office 24-hour open. Restaurant, office. The heating is always put there. But this can be maybe 16 degrees, and if you're going to use the night, the day before, you put the heating, and you can reduce a lot of energy in that kind of things. This is the section, always like opera, huge relation between the machines and the we have 4,300 drawings for define the project. If you don't draw one screw, you must pay 10% of the cost of this screw. Be careful. You need control really everything. And for me, it's really better work in this condition than in happy conditions, where nothing is fixed, where everything is moving all the time. This is really very difficult for me. There is very hard. Can you suppose that I lost this machine? I must pay 10% of the cost of the machine that I don't draw and I don't put in my project. And this is a lot of responsibility. And you must know that you are making now experience, and you are in a moment that you need really learn these layers, no? But when you must finish, you must be a very good professional too. Test in Valencia with Pedro Serna. Pedro Cerdá making the first acoustic test about the how work the concrete. A lot of concrete tests. We make the homologation in Spain. After that, we make the homologation ITV in Poland. You can make invention, but be careful. You can use in the European community this invention without patented, without test, without. Pedro making the first acoustic test. And this is a multifunctional space. We have here one, here two. Now we have another configuration, more configuration, more configuration. A big dinner, for example. Another configuration, more. And this is just 30% of the model that we make the project. Small, bigger. This is in the Venice Biennale 3 years ago. All the models, even inside there is more model, one more. And this is the side when we start to make the construction. These are the screws that fix the building 30 meters down, because the press of the water is 15 tons square meter for up. I don't know what this is. Okay, doesn't matter. Contraction. You need to know the contraction. If not, when you are on the building, the engineer you lose all the battles, because the engineer really have technical knowledge, and if you want control the building, one of very important thing is technical knowledge. And this is Javier Espiles, that is the coordination of our office, very important. This is Emilia, and this is Agnieszka on the contraction. And this is very important. This is the mayor, have 2 meters 20 higher. Technical details, a lot of insulation. The building must be, for the polish regulation, between minus 35 degrees to plus 35 degrees. 20 centimeters of insulation. Contractions. Here is the sala proof. Sala proof. Acoustic diffuser that we make with Pedro, like in the magma before. And this is a space, I think this is video. Huh? Yes. This is a visit of a group of artists from Poland to the building. This is a sala proof for the orchestra. This is just more details, but this building have 4,300 drawings. Is one conference for 4 hours. And this is the space inside, the space on the lobbies, the light always coming through the windows on the roof. On the contraction. Sometimes you see that kind of effect for the light inside. And that's it. I hope that you find it interesting, and you must have a very good luck on the life. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Fernando. I personally very much appreciate the materiality and the sensitivity of the works that you've shown us this evening. I would like to invite anyone who might have any questions to ask them now. Does anyone have any questions? Okay.
Thank you, Fernando, for these amazing projects, for sharing them with us. I thought it was very interesting to see the relation between the models that you fabricated with different materials, plastilina or wood or other materials, and then the final shape. So my question is about the relation between the drawing, between the representation of architecture and the final shape. In between there is the people, basically, the one who has to leave this space. Just wanted to say also why I think it's very interesting for us here, because working with the software for parametric representations, we think that we can draw almost everything. My question is about the relation between that drawing and architecture, the materiality and architecture after.
The process for try to speak, we start with plastilina only for one reason, because it's very fast. You have a plastilina like that, and in a few minutes you can move everything, and you can see what happened. After that, you can make another again. Normally, we start like that, but there is one moment where we start to define the place that we lose the plastilina, and start with maybe por expand or styrofoam or wood or papier mâché, another material that can be more precise, even all the time more precise. Normally we try to use, we don't have machines in our office, or no, it's like here. You have a lot of very incredible machine here. You can produce a lot of things that, this is one institute, but I can have this in my office. But we make everything by hand. But hand something that is not bad. And when you cut something, you know, you can understand a little what happened, no? And for one side, maybe can be better, or maybe no, I don't know. But the process is always a little like that. We start, go to, and maybe go back. and maybe do again, no? And maybe come back. Always is like that. Maybe here and we come back. Because I am not enough clever for use this kind of layer of knowledge for make one sketches the first day and say, the project is like that. I am not enough clever. I must be more clever, maybe in my next life.
Thanks also from my side, Fernando. What I enjoyed as well very much the lecture and your sensitiveness in as an architect, like with the great capital A. And I also appreciate the fact that you work with models as a first approximation to the architecture through a physical approximation to what is going to be the building. And this is something that we share as well, because we work a lot also with hands and with tests and with the models before and getting from the models the inputs for the final ideas. So the process is very similar, but we use machine in this process. My question is, if you ever experimented, for example, the possibility of the parametric design, when you can, this approximation you are saying, you just variate the parameters and you got different effects. Or did you ever try to 3D print your models to see this effect? So, because maybe in terms of management of the studio itself, you can have less people doing the model and more feedback from the physical modeling through 3D printing, and you know, as human resources within the management of the office.
I really love this space. If you want, tomorrow you can go out all and give to me, and I put my office here. I can put my office here, not any problem. You understand? But you know, we are not so big. We are not very big, and I love my office. It's a little small, but this can be that the relation between the people are more close. When you have a big office, everybody's on the tables there, and no connection, no?
Yeah, but now a 3D printer is so accessible in terms of cost and difficulty of how to do it, that you can also, a small office can have this kind of technologies. So now I was just curious, which kind of what can comes out from your creativity and your material sensitiveness with the new technology. I was curious about it.
We use really the best program that we can. For example, Magma is CATIA, very expensive. Even we come to two engineers to work because they are very professional in CATIA. And the best place in CATIA, in this case, is in Gamesa Eólica, in this moment. Gamesa Eólica is the company that make the Guggenheim. But Gamesa, in fact, don't make architectura. They make aeroplanes, and they make that kind of thing. And it's a Spanish company. Aero generators, too. And we love that. But when we make our first test about maybe because one reason is because I really like touch.
You need the contact with the hands,
yes,
doing it.
Maybe this, no? And I really like understand the materials, no? And when you put the wall like that, no? In styrofoam, and you got in the scale maybe is only 5 millimeters, is 40 in the real proportion, and you make very taller, you are going to put, oh, this broke very soon. What happened here, no? And maybe you make like that, and you understand. I like you are more near to the real contraction, because at the end you are making contraction in paper, but you are making the contraction like at the end is, because for the moment you can make building with 3D printing. Maybe one day, why not? No?
Well, we are getting there. we have some tests about it. But I like very much your answer, because I think that actually the digital fabrication has this limitation of with the contacts with like an artist working with hands, you know, handcraft. There is missing, and probably the future of the digital fabrication is working with an interface that is more close to the...
No, even you can make a wall, and maybe you make the wall, and you can make the wall in 3D, for example. To me, by hand, a wall in 3D is very difficult. But maybe I saw a few days ago one program about the new dresses, no, and design about with the 3D printing, no? It's amazing, you know, it's amazing. I'm completely sure there is a lot of discovery there, no? But maybe if we make one huge building in the middle of Frankfurt, maybe we can use 3D printing. Explain to you why. Because when we are making a project in Poland, it's one opportunity. You don't can make the building in every part of the world the same. It's completely different make one building in Switzerland than make one building in India. Because in India is one opportunity. You have a very good carpenters. When arrive there, Le Corbusier, can you suppose they make this amazing Chandigarh, no, and a lot of projects. Why they use concrete? Because they are very good carpenters. Why they in some part use brick? Because they have a very good brick and cheaper. No? Can you suppose make in this moment a prefabrication building in Chandigarh? It's really completely crazy. But when we make the bungees now in Switzerland, there is a computer plotter that is maybe from there to here, there to there. And the trunks of the trees come from this side. And come a big plotter, and for the other side, the bunch go out. No? Everything is in factories. And then they arrive there, and everything can be very soon, because one construction people in Switzerland is about 5,000 euros every month. 5,000 euros. In Germany, it's about 3,500. In Poland, it's 400. Can you see the difference? When you are in Poland, you don't can produce the same building that in Switzerland. Must be different. When you are in India, I don't know, but maybe some people from here normally maybe 300 euros, or I don't know, or 200, no? And you can produce there and other things, no? Depend on where you are, no? And I think when you use local material in a poor place, this is very nice. Because the building, if you make a very, very high quality of construction with glasses, steel, prefabrication, in the poor countries, everything comes from out. The money of the building go out. When you make with a local material, the money is around the building. And this is very important too. And when they broke something, they know how can repair it very soon. Because you use the traditional way. You don't need to copy the traditional. You need to really rethink about that, no? But this is, I don't know. For example, this building in Poland, for us, I always explain to them, this is like that, because you don't have euros. The day that they have euros, impossible. Because now they have zlotys, and the price is really very, very low. And this is another layer of the reasons that depend where you are. I don't know if, thank you.
Yes. Here.
Hello.
I would like to hear what you think about the potential of the digital and form finding, not in form making, because we all know that. And I would really like to know, what's your research you do before you do the project? Because everything we saw is more or less like wind, sun diagrams, all these typical things we see, but we didn't see anything really social aspects like across time, like research you do whenever you do a project. I'd really like to know about that as well.
¿Me lo puedes traducir? Porque tengo miedo de no haber
Two
entendido
questions,
perfecta. ¿Me lo puedes traducir perfectamente? Porque
Two questions.
sí. Sí.
Yeah, the potential of the digital informed finding, not informed making. We all know that.
The project in Poland, the mayor is looking how, in the social way, they are looking to find job for the young people, and they are looking for make a little more happy or a little more some bars or something. Because now, no supermarket, nothing. And they are looking for some activity where the young people can find some friends there and go to drink something the Saturday, even why not, can go to dance, no? And this is just for explain to you the economical reasons. There is a factory there, and the factory before produced second houses. It's a factory it's a factory that produced second houses in good. But now in Switzerland, the second houses are forbidden. You don't can make a new house. Even if you are very rich, you don't can make it second house anymore. Only you can buy an old one and make the rehabilitation with a very strict regulation and control. And in Switzerland, it's like that. What happened? The factory every day have less work because the loss disappear. And for that, we create with the factory and the mayor this square. This square, in fact, is a showroom. It's a showroom from the factory. They are going to think in create one collection that they call, or we call, because it's our idea together, Mosal collection. And they are going to try to make furnitures, urban furnitures in good, because this is not forbidden. They are looking for new job. They don't know what to do. We are making the first test. This is a social way of the project. For that, we make the benches in good, because Burgen is one of the more important places in Switzerland that produce wood. No? The form come because I really want that be very solid, because in this surrounding you can see a lot of trunks, one over the another one, like a pyramid of trunks like that. You understand to me? Yes. And I want a little try to recuperate this history and try to put in the square. I don't want very, very, very thin, because they are mountain people. You know, Switzerland is a very strong country, and I really want to make strong benches like this, no? And this is and at the end, I tell to you, it's my feeling, this is true. But always I tell to you, reason and emotion is my feeling. You feeling completely sure you make different benches, no problem. There is a lot of different architects around the world that make a very, very good architecture, no? And I am enough open for understand that the people, each of them, no, must think about Suntor, for example, no, a magic people, no, and like that there is more. Even Foster make a very incredible airport. Hong Kong airport is amazing machine, really very, very good, no, and like that Gerson de Megron. Bueno, I don't go to tell to you, there is a lot of, no, but all of them make a different way. But this is the motion. This is your own character. And the benches have our own feeling. I don't know exactly why we make like that. But the position, yes, I know. The position for look at the mountain, for create a space. Pardon.
So thank you very much, Fernando. Thank you very much for the lecture. And as you know, we have beers and chips.